Hello and welcome back to another project. In this project, we are going to walk through the MySQL application and run and query some SQL code for answering some business questions. In this file, you can see 5 business questions that company is asking to us. Number 1, the company wants to have a detail of sale information that the amount of sold product are more than 2000 and at the same time the number of boxes are less than 100. The question number 2 is about how many sales did each of the salesperson in that company, but specifically in January of 2022. In the third question, company wants to know which product could sell for more boxes. And in the next question, the company is seeking to know which product sold more boxes just in the first days and specifically in the February 2022. And in the last question, company wants to have a data about which sales had under 100 customers and at the same time 100 boxes. And also it has another condition, and it is the company just wants to know that product just sold in a Wednesday, just a specific Wednesday. In the later, first we talk about the data to give you a better understanding about the data and the table. And after being familiar with data, we can begin some SQL queries for answering these questions. I've opened the MySQL workbench and I'm going to run the MySQL. I run it. And you can see in the schema navigator, I have a data set which is called sample data. In this data, there are 4 tables. The geo contains the geo ID, the geo and the region, and it is about some countries and some locations. The another table is about the people or salesperson, and also it has a column which is called team and location that show in which team and in which location that salesperson is working. Another table is about the products that company has. Product ID or PID, which is primary key, the product name, the category of the product, the size of the product, and cost for each box. And the last column is about the sales data. It contains several columns. The first column is SPID. It is a foreign key because SPID, if you remember, is a primary key for salesperson ID from people. Geo ID is as well a foreign key. That is a primary key for geo and location. PID or product ID, it is also a primary key for product, and here it is the foreign key. And the rest columns are specifically for sale. For example, the date of the sale, the amount or how many times we sold that product, how many customers bought those products, and how many boxes that we sold. Before writing the SQL queries, let's see the content of each data. In the first, I should write, I want to use the sample data, and then I want to see everything from geo, talk about the geo, and the geo is the name of the country, and region means the specific region or the domain for that country. We can see another table. I just copy. And I'm going to talk about the people. Let's see the people. People have the salesperson, the name of the salesperson, the SPID or salesperson ID, which is primary key, so it means it is unique ID. The team or in which team that salesperson is working. Some salesperson doesn't have any team, you can see here for example. And the location. Let's see another table, the product. I just call it. You can see the PID or the product ID is a primary key, the product name, the category of that product, the size of the product, and the cost per box. And the last column is sales. And it is very long data set because unlikely to these columns that are dimension, it is a fact. And data from this column come from these data. The SPID, the GOID, PID, sale date, amount of the product that sold, customers, the number of customers that bought this product, and the number of boxes that we sold. So let's analyze the company's questions with writing some SQL queries. The first question says, print details of sales where amount are greater than 2000 and boxes are less than 100. So it is talking about the sale table, this table, and we just need to filter the rows based on these conditions. I just want to select from, okay. I just want to select everything because there is no conditions about the column from the sales. But I need to put some conditions. So where the amount must be more than 2000 and the boxes must be less than 100. Now you can see the sales table contains 7,617 rows. But after running this code, we can see we have just 125 rows. This table shows only the sales of the product that the amount is more than 2000 and the boxes is less than 100. For example, this amount with these boxes and so on. So it was analyzed the first question. Let's jump to the second question. What does the second question say? It is about how many sales did each of salespersons have in January 2022. So it means we must have a combination between two tables, the sale table and the people, because we are going to select specifically about the salesperson. So first I just need to write select from. Okay, first level I wanna have some data about the sales, for example, the sales date, the amount, and yes, it is just about how many sales, so it means the amount should be put in the outcome tables. And since I just need to filter based on the date, so I put date as well. It is just about the sales data. And let's see from the people data what we want. Since I have to put the salespersons, so I want to have the salespersons. So I go to people and copy and paste it here. Yep. Okay, so I can continue. These columns come from the sales table. I can use aliens. For example, sale, the amount is sale, and this column comes from the people. So I just call it people. So now I should write the tables. So first table that I want to call is about for these columns, sales, and sales have S, And now I'd like to have a join, but I'd like to have a right join, because this question is asking how many sales did each of salesperson. So it means regardless of the salesperson could sell product or not, we want to see their information. So it means the right table or the right column must be complete, regardless the completeness of these data from the left table or not. So the right or the people must be completed. So I use the right join. The right join with people on. So SPID as a primary key in table exists in sale as a foreign key. So it means SPID. The first one is for sale and the second one is for people. So I can run this code and see the result. Oops, there is a wrong sales date. It means the sales date doesn't, it doesn't have any S, sorry. I run it, yeah. And we can see every salesperson sold how many products in which date. But we wanna add some SQL queries for answering specific in these questions, because these questions is asking the January, just the January of 2022. So we must put some conditions where the sales date, but from the S, the sales date must be in a January 2022. So for having a January, we must have two conditions. First of all, I should write the year. The year should be 2022 because we have some other day, for example 2021. I just need to 2022, and another is about the month, or the months of, so the month of sale date must be January or 01. Now if I run this code, this data is filtered, and you can see here we just see the data from January 22, and in different days for different salesperson. But now there is another problem, and we must categorize or group the salesperson. For example, in this date, in 21st of January and the 4th of January, we have the same salesperson. So we need to group all data based on the salespersons. So we just need to write group by. So I want to group by based on the salesperson. Salesperson. And the salesperson come from the people. But for grouping this, I want to say in which aggregation method I want to group the data. So instead of the amount, I have to say the sum of the amount, not just the amount. And I have to remove the sale date. So it means after this we have a table which contains two columns, the sum of the amount for every single salesperson. And now if I run this code, you can see the data is generated, and here we don't have any duplicate value about the salesperson. This salesperson sold near 177,009 product, or the amount, yes, it is money, it is amount, and so on. Yes, it is the second question, and we could answer this question. Okay, let's see the third question. In the third question, we have which product sells more boxes? It means this question is looking to have a table that contains boxes and the amount or the number of sold product. So it means we must have a combination between sales and the product. First of all, let's see the product table. Select everything from the products. It is the product. And because the question is asking which product, I mean the milk bars, almond, dark bites, or so on. And the question is also asking about the sales or the boxes. I run this code and it's about the boxes. So I just need to write this select from, okay. From the sales, I want to have the amount, the boxes, and just this. But about the product, about this, I just need to have the product name, because at the final result, I want to know which product sells more. So I just write to product. So the product is about the product table, the aliases product, the boxes, and the amount from the sales. The sales is my first table, or is the left, but I want to we join with the products. So let's see the question again. The question needs to have all products that have the sold boxes. So it means we don't need some products that have been not sold. So the join or inner join works here. And product sales is S and product is PR, and the common column is PID. PID for sales and for product. If I run this code, you can see the result. The result is something like this. We have all amount, all box, and all products. But we may have some repetitive products. For example, milk bars. We have 2 milk bars for these boxes and these boxes. So I just need to have which product sells more. And now I think we don't need amount because the question is about the sales. So I just run this code. Yeah, the boxes. So I just need to categorize products based on the boxes. So I need to group by based on the product, and product is for product table. And instead of boxes, I want to have the sum of the boxes. And now if I run this code, you can see we have a unique product, and this is the aggregation of all boxes for every single product. For example, now we just have 1 milk bar, and this number is the summation for all milk bars that we sold. And because the question is asking the more boxes, it means we must sort data. And I just write order by. Order by is based on the sum. And now everything is ready for running, but it is ascending. I just write it as a descending and then run. You can see the orange choco has the highest boxes in the first level. Second, we have white chocolate with this amount of boxes, and the organic choco syrup stands in the third position. By the way, about the product of After 9s, we had the least number of boxes for this product. It was the question 3, and we could answer this question. Okay, let's see the fourth question. The question 4 is exactly as the same as the question 3, and it is talking about the box and the product. But its condition is different, and it is talking about the date. This question is saying which product sold more boxes in the just first 7 days of February 2023. So we just need to run the previous code, select from. Let's see the data again. Select everything from sales. I run this code, but before that, I do it. I just have this for sale, and since this question is about the boxes and the date, I just need the boxes and the sale date from this table. And what about the product? I just need to write the product. Okay, I don't need this code anymore. It is about the sale product, and this item comes from the product sales. And now because the question is asking which product, it means I have all product, no matter they have been sold or not. So it means this is my left from sale, and product is in right. So I just write the right join with products, which is called PR on. The PID is the common column. And now if I run this code so far, we can see, oops, there is an error. Oh yeah, this PR, no P. Okay, so they are the product based on the date, and we have the boxes. So we need to continue the code. Let's see the data. You can see we have all product and with the sale date and the number of boxes. Now we can continue to have the better queries for answering the question. Next, I just meet this condition. Just first 7 days of February 2023. So I put the where condition, and in where condition I just have, first I should talk about the year. The year of the sale date must be equal 2023, and again I can copy here, and in this time I say month must be February or just 2, and just the first 7 days. For this one I can say just days, day of sale date must be between 1 and 7. Yeah, it means this condition means I just need to have the data for 2022. Months must be February and day must be between 0 and 7. Let's run it, and you can see we have the data just for February and the days just between 1 and 7. We have no other data. But so far it isn't the final question, because we have some repetitive data here. I just need to group the products based on the some group of name, not I just repeat all the data. So I just need to write group by product, and the product is from P. If I run this code, I come across with error because I have to set which aggregation I should want to have. It is about the box, so I just cut it, sum, and I should here, and we have 97 rows. I remove the dates, and now everything is ready. I run it, and we have these data. They are the product, and they are the sum of the boxes just in these conditions, just in the first 7 days of February. And the last thing, because the question is asking the more boxes, I just need to sort or order by based on sum of the data, and they must be descending. Now it is the final result. The Raspberry Choco has the highest sum of the boxes in the first days of February 2022. And now let's see the last question. The last question might be a little bit complicated, but stay with me to answer this question as well. This question is asking which sales had under 100 customers and 100 boxes. And it continues, did any of them occur on Wednesday or not? So I want to ask this question step by step. Let's see, we are talking about which table. We are talking about the sales table because both customer and boxes are in the sales table. So I write select from, let's see the sales table. Yeah, the sales table contains this data. I just need to select everything. Yeah, in this time I wanna add all columns from the sales. Let's see this data and we can go step by step. And you can see this is the sale data. Now let's add the conditions: 100 customers and 100 boxes. I just put where customers under 100 and boxes under 100, and I run this code to let the data, and there the data just contains the customers and boxes under 100. But the question is talking about the Wednesday, a specific day. In the previous questions we talked about the date, we talked about the year, months and day, but in this question we are talking about the day of the week: Saturday, Monday, Sunday, Thursday, and so on. So we need to behave this question with some other way. For answering these questions, I'm going to add a new column in this data set, and I'm going to use conditions, and something like if condition, but it isn't called if. So for doing this, I want to use the case. Case is a function in SQL that works something like if condition in programming language, and the case ends as the name of the new column. For example, I want to call the name of a new column as a result. So I want to say in case when this condition, I don't need where anymore. In case this condition, the customer is less than 100 and the box is less than 100, then add OK in this column, in this new column. Else add not OK, or whatever you want. So now I just need to and this one end, not ends, so it is just debugging. So if I run this code, you can see the result is shown. They are a data and the result is added, but this result based on this condition, customer less than 100 and box less than 100. For example, this row meets both conditions, but this row doesn't, and it is okay, it is not okay. So we can answer this section of the question, but what about this section? So for answering this part of the question, there is a good built function in SQL, which is called weekdays, and weekday of the sale date. I just write the sale date. For doing this, I can put a number from 0 to 6. 0 stands for Monday, 1 Tuesday, 2 Wednesday, Thursday is 3, and so on. So Wednesday is 2, and then okay. So now I run this code, and you can see some data is not okay. Yes, and this data and this row meets all 3 conditions: less than 100 for customers, less than 100 for boxes, and it occurs in the Wednesday. But for having better view about the data, let's sort the data or order by based on the result, and maybe descending because I want to have OK in the top. And now in this table, first I can see the OK, that some records can meet all conditions, and then from all of them can meet, yeah. And from here, from this row, at least one condition has not been met. So we could answer the last question as well. Well done.